Now here's a quick one, a real quick one, about a young gal who's absolutely getting torn apart in the comment sections of Reddit because she was so kind to her boyfriend by going and hooking up with his cousin's husband. And guess what? Getting pregnant. And now she's thinking about telling her boyfriend that it's his kid out of fear that he'll leave her. Isn't that nice? And she's getting torn apart here. And you're going to see in her story how she claims that they had the most amazing relationship, blah, blah, blah. And one night, because she was feeling disconnected from him, she cheated on him. And this goes to show you guys that you need to be well aware of who you're with and what they're like. Because even if things can be so-called great forever, the second a girl isn't feeling it, and it's always about how they feel, boom, they're cheating on you, unprotected, and getting pregnant by your cousin's husband. And of course, guys, how at the end of the day, you always nowadays need to get a DNA test or paternity test. Title: I cheated on my boyfriend and got pregnant by the guy I cheated with. She says here, I'm going through something really tough right now, and I could use some help and understanding. A problem you created, young lady. I hope you can spare a moment to hear me out. So I'm 25 years old, and my boyfriend is 23. We've been together for 3 incredible years, and he's been nothing short of amazing, loving, supportive, and super romantic. But here's where things get complicated. About 5 months ago, I made a huge mistake. Again, these are terms and phrases right out of the Hobag handbook. When my boyfriend was away, I ended up having a one-night stand with my boyfriend's cousin's husband, who's 35 years old. Yeah, I know, it's awful, and I regret it deeply. Yeah, sure. I think you're regretting that you're in a bad situation and you're pregnant. I don't want to excuse my actions, but I was feeling pretty disconnected from my boyfriend at the time and made a terrible decision. That's what you do when you're having a bad day and feeling disconnected. You go cheat on your loving, supportive, amazing, super romantic, wonderful, sent from God boyfriend. That's how you handle a situation, honey. Now, the worst part is that one night stand didn't just end there. It continued, and now I'm pregnant. So it wasn't just hooking up one time. She was having many, many, many hookups, which of course is still all just a mistake. I'm pregnant. And yes, I'm sure the baby's father is my boyfriend's cousin, my cousin's husband's, because unlike with my boyfriend, we weren't using any protection. What a couple of scumbags. When I first read this, I thought it was one time. No, this has been going on for a while. I'm really torn up about this whole situation because I generally love my boyfriend. No, you don't. Because someone that loves their guy doesn't treat them like this. And a guy that loves this girl doesn't do that to her. Okay? And it wasn't just one time. This is lots of times. You're only feeling remorseful and everything because now you're pregnant, you got a bun in the oven, and you need someone to take care of you. He means everything to me. And I can't bear the thought of losing him. You are going to lose him because of your own actions. And I say actions as in plural, many actions, because you're having a lot of action. But if I tell him the truth about the baby, I'm afraid he'll leave me. And honestly, I can't understand that. What's there not to understand? You're a cheater and a liar. And not to mention his cousin's husband deserves an ass whooping too. He never signed up for raising another man's child. On top of everything, we've talked about marriage, and I think he might propose soon. It's like a ticking time bomb, and I don't know how to handle it. I'm thinking about lying and telling him the baby is his, just to avoid losing him and our future together. And as you can imagine, the comment section is going crazy. What a selfish a-hole. Right there, guys. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Now, some people can say, oh, that's bullshit, but I don't think this is bullshit. I love him so much. Blah, 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 and still not only cheat once, but many, many times. Guys, this is why you spend years with your girl getting to know her as best you can, and you're always paying attention for red flags. And even things go great for years, all it takes is her one night feeling disconnected, and look what she does. This is why you always get a paternity test if she says that she's pregnant, and you don't believe for a second that she's on the pill or any nonsense like that. You always bring protection, you always provide protection, you always dispose your protection here. And if you find out your girl's cheating, you get rid of her. Now, I hope like hell this guy has the good sense not to believe her bullshit and crying in tears, whether she tells him the truth or not. But you know what? That's not his problem. I just hope, But anyhow, I'm going to read some comments here. The people tearing her apart because they're pretty entertaining. One guy says here, you get no sympathy from me. And what kind of heinous asshole are you that not only did you cheat on your boyfriend, you did it with his own cousin's husband? Well, that's going to make family get-togethers a bundle of joy, isn't it? And stop calling it a mistake. A mistake is putting on two different socks. Effing your boyfriend's cousin husband was a choice. And a choice that you made over and over. Right. Women and accountability. Fact check. Effing somebody multiple times is not a one-night stand. Fact check. Effing somebody with no protection usually results in pregnancy, dumbass. Another one. You obviously don't love him, and it's not a mistake if you've done it more than once. Tell your little boy toy and your hopefully soon-to-be ex-boyfriend about what happened and leave your poor ex-boyfriend alone. This will F up his self-esteem and self-worth, all because of you and your boy toy. Right. I mean, what a selfish a-hole. And she keeps carrying on. I love him so much. I feel so bad. No, you don't. You feel bad because you're in this predicament. And quite frankly, probably if she didn't get pregnant, she'd probably be continuing to see this guy. But she realized he's not going to be able to take care of her because he's already married and probably will be divorced soon and have his own problems to deal with. So she has to make things right with this guy. I just feel bad for this guy who's dedicated 3 years of his life with this a-hole. Another guy says here, I'm sorry, but there's no nice way to say this. You're a scumbag. Do your boyfriend a favor and break up with him and get yourself into therapy and then masturbate. No, what'll happen is she's young, and if she's good looking, which I'm sure she is in her prime, even if she has a kid, she'll find some sucker that is willing to take care of her to be the white knight hero, which is why I always tell you guys, don't be a white knight hero, because these types are just waiting to take advantage of some sucker who just wants to be the hero that you see in those rom-coms and that nonsense. And one more, this guy says here, I'm sorry, but you definitely don't love your boyfriend if you have betrayed his trust like this. Exactly. Not only have you cheated and lied repeatedly, why even call it a one-night stand when it wasn't, but you also exposed him to STDs since you weren't using protection. There's a whole other thing, right? What if he caught something, because she's hooking up with both of them at the same time? You really effed up here, and there's no way out of this other than confessing what you've done and coming to terms with the fact that your wonderful relationship will end, and it's entirely your fault. So the boyfriend here needs to whoop the ass of his cousin's husband, and let's see here, and his cousin, a female cousin, needs to whoop her ass. So there'll be a whole lot of ass kicking going on after this whole situation unravels, and it will. Hopefully you haven't given any STDs, and he's able to get over you as quickly as possible. Get a procedure if you can, and then get some therapy, because your idea of love is ass backwards, and that needs to be reminded before you hurt someone else in such a terrible way, an awful way. Gross. There you go, guys. So, but she actually wrote this thinking she was going to get pity, and I know Reddit is obviously, let's be honest here, very, very much the far left is on here, and pretty much a gal can do no wrong and a guy can do no right. But every once in a while, the community will be in support of the guy and tear apart any a-hole girls here. There's pretty much no redeeming things about her that can get any support, at least not from what I saw. So anyhow, guys, you pay attention to who you're with, you pay attention to the actions, watch your red flags, and if you get the whole I'm pregnancy story, be careful, because right here, she admitted it right then and there. I think I'm going to lie to him and tell him it's his kid because I don't want to lose him.